What's going on? What's going on? It's your man today in LA, and today in Life Advice, we're gonna be reacting to a couple of videos because this is a very important topic that I want to react to. I want to give you guys some insight on really quickly. Um, this topic is concerning putting other people down. You shouldn't put other people down in any situation in an effort to make yourself feel better about yourself, about the life that you're living, about your status, and things like that. It really is a kind of shortcut move to make rather than improving yourself or asking another person how you can do better or what you can learn from them. It's kind of a weak and lazy move to make, to decide to try to belittle or bully or pick on someone else so that you can outshine them, or so that you can seem more valuable than them at any moment of time. And that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind, because while it may feel good in that current moment when you're doing it, in the long run, it's not going to improve any of your qualities or build you up as a person. So when it's time for you to perform in the next situation, you won't have any new skills to be able to outshine the next person that has the same qualities as the person you're putting down, or you will still remain the same person, and you will never be in a higher position than the people that you feel that you have to put down, because you never did any of the self-improvement. You never did any of the work. And I just wanted to record this video outside, so excuse all of the traffic noises and things like that. I hope you guys can hear me well, but this will be a quick video, so let's play this one and see what my man MTR has to say regarding this topic.
This key right here, because bullying incites more bullying. It incites more bullying. It absolutely does, because then people who want to bully feel as though that they're in a safe space to bully. You guys have to understand that. So what happened is, this is the insinuation.
Yes, it's kind of a herd mindset, kind of a sheep and herd mindset, when you're with a group of people and one person starts putting a person down or picking on a person and everyone else does it. It kind of just is contagious. It catches on to everybody. But that's only because all of the people joining in don't want to feel outcasted, don't want to feel left out, don't want to feel like they can be the next person to be picked on or put down. And if you're around people like that, where you even have to consider joining in on putting someone else down, you need to pick different people to have in your circle. And you should never feel pride or feel good about yourself doing that type of thing, because it doesn't elevate you. It kind of makes you look more less than, because why do you need to team up with a bunch of other people just to put down one person? And then on top of that, if it's just you and the person you're putting down, why do you need to say something negative or bring negative energy to another person, rather than just looking internally and saying, how can I improve? Or asking that person, is there any advice you can give me, or anything that you think I can do to improve? You know, those type of things. So that is, if you have that type of character trait, or if you've ever seen yourself having that type of character trait, just know that's something that you have to work on, you have to improve, you got to get better at, because in the long run, it'll never pay off. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
Or this sort of weird dynamic, this awkward dynamic that's happening, and then what are the men super chatting? What are the men super chatting on top of that? Listen.
What you say, nigga? I'm Cuban.
Manly ass women.
Definitely not manly here, baby. At all.
Talk to him, sis. Sis, talk to him.
And as you can see, you know, my man, his name is Sneeko, my man right here. You know, he called her a manly A woman because he's in a group and he felt like that comment could fly, like other people would agree with him because of the energy that the woman had or whatever. But especially as a man dealing with women, we're supposed to be examples. We're supposed to be leaders to women. It never gives you any cookie points or brownie points to try to make a woman feel bad about herself, or try to embarrass a woman in front of a group of people. Like, honestly, if a person has a personality or behaviors that are so foul to a point, you really don't need to say anything. They'll kind of display it themselves, expose themselves, and you can really just sit there and let it happen, and based on the reaction of everyone around you and yourself included, they'll realize that they're in the wrong. You really don't have to say anything. You really don't have to pour gasoline on the flames. You really don't have to do that if a person really is what you think they are. But to try to call a person out like that and try to embarrass a person or try to belittle a person like that in front of a bunch of other people is just a sign of weakness, man. So I don't advise any of you all to operate like that. If you have something bad to say about someone, just distance yourself away from that person, or don't say anything at all, and let them do it to themselves rather than you doing it, because then it puts you in the same category as them. And we'll just go to the second video that I have.
That is the new normal, and I don't think I'll ever get used to it. But the idea that you out here bleeding out and somebody just recording it, and then the next thought is like, man, this should go on Twitter or World Star.
This should be posted.
Like this man is clearly dying, and you filming and ready to upload it for some likes. Like, there's something psychologically sick there.
Over again, it's like.
This is Alba and Preach on YouTube. If you haven't heard of them, go check them out. They're great. They do reactions and things like that. And this kind of ties into the topic because they're talking about people who pull out their phone and record people who are suffering or are having something bad happen to them, whether it be a fight, whether it be a medical emergency, whether it be something embarrassing. The first thing we do in this day and age is pull out our phones so that we can share it to everyone in our online community, so that it can draw traffic and attention to our platforms, and so that we can get that rush of likes and comments and people's talking to us and things like that, or people being interested in our channels. And that ties into putting other people down for your benefit. Like, it's never a good thing to do. In this particular situation, a person may need help. A person may need you to call the police. They may need you to intervene. They may need you to give them a word of encouragement or give them some advice or some tips on how not to fail at what they're doing, or how not to embarrass themselves, or anything like that. You could offer something positive rather than just exposing them for your own benefit. But no one thinks like that, and at the end of the day, it's very distasteful, because no one ever thinks about what if it happened to you. It's always fun when you're the person who's a part of the crowd that's pointing fingers and criticizing these people, but when it's your turn, you'll realize that it doesn't feel so good. And there's a lot of people who have had so much criticism, so much embarrassment from so many different people from things like this that it may lead them to harm themselves. It may lead them to do something harmful to themselves. And you don't want that type of reaction, that type of end result to be on your conscience. You don't want to be a part of the reason why something tragic could happen to a person because you thought it would be a good idea, or you thought it'd be funny, you thought it'd be entertaining to expose someone's misfortune to the whole world, or to embarrass someone in front of all their friends or loved ones. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's just not a very noble, or it's not a very upstanding thing to do when you use other people's pain, other people's struggles, other people's downfalls for entertainment, to uplift yourself. It's never gonna be good energy that comes back to you from that type of action. But let's keep going.
It's just when it could have been avoided. That's just ugh.
What are you trying to say about black people?
We could do better. We definitely could do better. There's a lot of shit out there that we keep on doing. The thing about us is that I think that our job on Earth is to break the cycle and the bad cycles and the bad things that, let's say your parents or your grandparents, or the generational trauma that's been bestowed onto us.
This way to put other people down because we may have pain from our past, we may have trauma from our past that we're just lashing out from, subconsciously lashing out from. We might be we're used to other people mistreating us, so we may even think that it's normal to mistreat other people, but it's not. You know what I mean? There are many other constructive ways to deal with people than mistreating them, putting them down, making fun of them. And at the end of the day, if that happened to you, if you saw those before you do that, or if everyone you grew up around did that, it is your job. Just like Preach said, it is your job to break the curse. You know what I mean? To reverse the curse. To be different, to do better. Because the energy that we put out into the world, it's not only going to come back to us, but it affects the rest of the world and how other people treat other people down the line. And at the end of the day, that could end up in a more positive or a more negative world depending on what you contributed to it. It's all a chain reaction. What you do to one person may affect what they do to another person. It's all a chain reaction. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to come and make these points, let you guys know that you should choose a better way. If you feel the need to put another person down, ridicule another person, insult another person, to criticize another person, do it in a way to where you're giving constructive criticism, where you're giving people advice and not just where you're just pointing out their flaws and laughing at their flaws. Give them solutions, or don't say anything at all, because it's unnecessary. It makes you weaker than you actually are. And on top of that, it can lead to you possibly destroying a person, because we never know how mentally strong each person is on a case-by-case basis. So you guys just keep spreading positivity, keep building each other up. Do unto other people as you want done unto you. It's that simple. You know what I mean? If you feel bad about something you're doing, it's probably bad. Don't do it. You know what I mean? So this has been another episode of Today in Life Advice, Today in LA. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share. I appreciate you guys for checking me out on my first reaction video. Leave your comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. And let's have an amazing 2024. Very productive, amazing 2024. You guys be safe. And you guys be respectful. Show people love this year, man. I'm out.